Welcome back to Selenon Rising. It's been a while, so hopefully I remember all of the voices still. We step onto the other lift together, and the doors close, the cab plummeting downwards. I feel like it goes on forever, even longer than our trip upstairs. We must be in the bowels of the tower by now. As the door hisses open, I smell the dank scent of ancient mildew, as if I were entering a crypt. The dim hallway before us is starkly carved out of concrete, stainless steel doors dotting it in orderly intervals. The only sound is a dull drone, which pulsates almost like a heartbeat. That sound is kind of disturbing. Pierce goes ahead, leading me farther down the hall as the sound of her heels echoes off the walls. As I follow her, I still try to puzzle out what feels uncanny. Suddenly, I come to an unusual realization. It's not a strange feeling, but rather, the lack of any feeling. There are so many commas in that sentence. Usually, I can sense the waves coming from another's mind. The average person doesn't bother to control their thoughts, that is, if they even have the ability. But Pierce, it's almost like the difference between a tip jar and a bank vault. I can feel her brain working, but try as I might, I can't get a bead on her emotions. Whenever I try, it's like I run into a mental wall. Is she like this all the time, or is it because I'm here? Well, maybe you should have tried it before. Also, hey, this thing is here. So does that mean... Was this thing always here? I never noticed it before if it was... Oh, wait, now it's gone. I don't know. What's the matter? You're acting as if you've never seen this place. Her sudden utterance startles me, but I maintain my composure. Should I have? That's an unusual degree of memory loss to forget that the ritual takes place here, wouldn't you say? Oh, maybe this is the ritual that makes you forget stuff and maybe lets you have psychic powers. It happens here. I rack my brain, but I can't recall ever being in the basement of the bureau. Blue was right. My memory loss really was severe. It's strange. I don't seem to remember seeing you undergo one either. But that's impossible. I'm part of Spectra, right? Yes, indeed you are. In fact, the records say that I myself approved your induction. Maybe the Selenon had their own reasons for making you forget. Wait, what? The Selenon, eh? That is the only possible explanation, right? The Selenon work in mysterious ways, I suppose. It's probably best if we ignore it. After all, we can't have errant thoughts interfering with your power. It makes the mind vulnerable to attack. You seem to know quite a bit about psychics. Of course, I am, after all, the assistant to the chief. I deal with them all the time. Yeah, makes sense. She stops in front of one particular door, which seems to be no different than all the rest. It whirs open, and I enter what looks like the backstage at a vaudeville show. Racks of surprisingly snazzy outfits line the sides of the room, and a large lit mirror hangs on the back wall above jars of makeup. Is this really where you work? I was expecting something more boring. This looks kinda boring to me. Oh, is that how you think of me? No, of course not. I meant more businesslike. Actually, Agent Yellow did the decorating. I had nothing to do with it. Agent Yellow? Who is that? Whoever it was seems to like theater. Tell me, Violet, have you ever read Shakespeare? Who's Shakespeare? Huh. He was a man who once wrote, "All the world's a stage." It's too bad I'm so terrible at acting. Actually, I'd say you're quite good at it if you got this far. Pierce takes a small device from her pocket and points it at me. A blinding beam of light emits from it, superimposing a glowing red grid onto my body. She slowly walks in a circle, pausing at 90-degree intervals. Ah, what's that light? Don't worry, it's harmless. Just a few more seconds. Alright, scan complete. Could you stop shining it in my eyes? Oh, sorry, it must have slipped. Pierce puts away her scanner. What was that? Oh, okay, so we're getting... Yeah, because I forgot what happened last time because it's been like a few days. Yeah, we're getting like a disguise or something. Now that I have your measurements, how would you like your new self to look? New self? Well, I didn't exactly give it much thought. Just make me look modest and unassuming, alright? I don't want to attract any unnecessary attention. I see. Just as I thought. One moment. She does an about face and is about to march out the door when I stop her. Excuse me? But what am I supposed to do now? Get undressed, of course. Don't worry, it's not like anyone's looking. Okay, I'm getting undressed. Though her statement doesn't exactly reassure me, I suppose I have no other choice. Unbuttoning my blouse, I remove it and place it on the table nearby, followed by my shoes and my dress, until I am clad only in my bare essentials. Running my hands across my skin, it almost feels foreign. I think back to the conversation with Blue about my past. I feel like the Selenon know more about me than I do. Still, I have no regrets. I must have had a reason for what I did, a very good reason. And the one person I cannot afford to doubt is myself. The Selenon know about my past. But I had to make the decision to become an agent. It's not just something you're forced to do. How do you know that? Maybe you were forced to do it. People become agents of their own free will, right? It applies for everyone else, so why shouldn't it apply to me? There isn't anything different about me. I'm Violet. Sorry, coughing. Sooner than I expected, Pierce returns holding a metal suitcase. I almost don't hear her arrive, so I jump when I hear her footsteps behind me. I found some splendid clothes for you from the wardrobe. Here, why don't you put them on? I excitedly pull out the full set of clothes from inside the case. A blouse, a brown fur-lined jacket, followed by a pair of tight-fitting black jeans and some loafers. I slide the jeans on first, then my blouse, and finally the jacket and shoes. Taking a glance at myself in the mirror, I smile at how snazzy it looks. Then something makes me do a double take. Is it me, or is the chest area larger than normal? There's a good likelihood you will be dealing with people of the opposite sex. Call it a strategic calculation. What? I thought I was adequate, at least. Don't worry, it's nothing to be ashamed of. Putting this issue aside for a moment, I'm still wondering how Zarla isn't going to recognize me. Yes, well, that's the next part of the process. Your appearance has to undergo a few modifications. Please don't tell me this is going to lead to surgery. Oh dear, of course not. We only do that to people in the witness protection program. Then what? Makeup? No, it could wear off in the middle of an infiltration. Holograms. That would work at long range but not close up. Alright, you got me. I'm stumped. Don't worry, it will all become clear once I press this button. What button? Ah, why is everything dark? I can't see. Pierce, what's going on? Why is there a robot arm touching me? Am I a robot now? I'm confused. There's something on my head. Pierce! Pierce! Now, if you'll excuse me, I have a meeting scheduled. If you want to figure out the rest, I've left the menu there for you. Wait, don't you dare. Pierce! Damn it! What is going on? Are we like inside a robot body? Oh, it kind of looks like we are. So, when is Violet gonna get here? Who is this? Just some random person, I think. Hey there, handsome. Did your lady friend leave you in the lurch? As a matter of fact, she did. And wow, you sure are looking stunning this evening. Oh, it's us. Okay, I guess I'll go back to my normal voice because I don't want to do that voice the whole time. This is cool. Gullible sap detective. I see. I try. As a matter of fact, I'm not too happy with my boyfriend myself. He's blue all the time, probably because he mixes with the wrong kind of people. That doesn't sound good.
How about you forget about that deadbeat and give me your number instead? We could have dinner sometime.
Sometime? That sounds boring. Why don't we cut to the chase?
What do you... Oh, I didn't know my looks were this magnetic.
This is awesome. Well, at least I would, but agents aren't my style.
It's the blue hair, isn't it? Don't worry, I could change for you, baby.
Not exactly. I'm just not into Selenon lovers.
I'm a psychic because it's my job. You make it sound like I hug and kiss them or something.
How do I know you don't?
Trust me, if you've ever seen one, you know they aren't exactly the huggable type.
So tell me, what do you think about Violet? Is she someone you'd want to kiss? How does he think like this random stranger just like knows about them? It's really weird.
I won't lie, she's as cold as outer space, but if I had to bet, I'd say she has a serious dark side. Wait, how did you know I have a partner? Don't tell me you're a rebel assassin.
You have quite the active imagination, but don't worry, you've probably seen me before. There's a loud click as my face detaches to Blue's horror. How does that work? Oh, so it's like a mask that goes on your face or something? The expression goes blank as I pull it off, bringing my violet eyes into view.
What? How?
What? Calm down, it's only a mask, see?
Of course I do. I was just playing along.
He wipes his brow, chuckling nervously to himself. So Rhonda is like my pseudonym. Even without like the mask, I would still not recognize this as Violet. She looks totally different. I'll bet you were. Oh, okay, so we got mask.
Don't blame me. The Bureau shares its technology on a need-to-know basis.
But forget that. You went after her like a dog chasing after a piece of meat. Now I'm a little self-conscious.
I was just planning to squeeze some information out of her.
You definitely squeezed something, alright.
You know, Vi, you're not really the type to attract attention. I'm surprised you didn't go with something more modest.
I didn't. That Pierce left me in the lurch. This is like the perfect disguise, though.
I can't see what's so wrong about it.
Of course it's wrong. I'm supposed to be an undercover agent, not a floozy.
What a shame.
You know what? Forget it. I'm gonna put this back on before anyone notices. I snap the mask back on, and it tightens itself to hug my face until it almost feels like a second skin. Through some miracle of technology, I can even feel a touch through it. Putting blind faith in a machine isn't something I enjoy, but in this case it seems to be necessary. As I talk, my voice changes to a mellifluous, husky tone that is far from my usual clipped manner of speech. Except it won't, because I don't feel like coming up with another voice for my disguise person.
Wait, what should I call you?
Rhonda Fox.
In all seriousness, Rhonda, I'm not well about the thought of you going deep undercover like this.
How about I enjoy it? That's not what I said. I can handle myself. I'm not a child, Blue.
I know that.
And besides, I can see the appeal of this outfit. Messing with you is fun. Maybe there are some other poor souls I can seduce.
You shouldn't talk like that. You're starting to remind me of her.
And what's so bad about that?
Well, it's just, I still worry about you.
But why? That's never something that I've asked for.
You don't have to ask the people who care about you to worry about you. They just do it. Haven't you ever had anyone worry about you before?
Well, no. Not that I remember. Wait, what did you just say?
I care about you.
Oh. Yeah. Sorry. I feel embarrassed. I wish I could sense what Blue was thinking, but I can't, thanks to this psionic inhibitor that Pierce gave me. Like, wait, what is the point of me being an undercover agent if I can't use my psychic powers? She told me not to switch it off unless absolutely necessary, or I could blow my cover, but this is getting to be more than I bargained for.
Don't apologize. I'm used to your stubbornness. In fact, it's one of the things I like about you.
Blue laughs again. I really wish I knew what he was feeling. This not being able to use my powers thing, it's terrible. It makes me feel like I'm a prisoner in my own mind. Is this how other people feel all the time? Is this how the Selenon think all humans are? I'm really different from other people, or most people. I don't think I could live this way. I look back over at Blue, trying to lessen some of the loneliness that has hit me like a concrete wall. Blue doesn't seem to notice my internal struggle, and instead flips open a folder that he's been holding and points to a picture. About what she said, I assume that most other people can tell more easily what people are feeling because they didn't have these psychic powers, so they practice looking at people's face and stuff, so they don't need the powers. That's my theory.
Okay, so the target is this place called Bolt Auto. It's a repair garage inside the dome, and despite its boring name, we've been tracking some rebel attack activity there recently.
Does Zarla have a contact working there? Blue reads the page quickly and then summarizes.
It's either that, or someone working there knows someone working for Zarla and can get in touch with the cell. It looks like we're fairly sure that one of her people actually works there, although we've been unable to get a positive ID on whom. Here are a couple of things you might need: information on Zarla's cell, and some of the strange goings-on of the past few weeks.
Blue hands me the folder with several sheets of information in it. Thanks, Blue. Okay, so the game plan is for me to pretend that I'm interested in joining the rebels. I find and approach the contact of Bolt's Auto and try to get in that way. From there, I attempt to gather as much information about Zarla's plans as I can.
Right, and I'm going to be your backup. As the chief said, I'm not quite stealthy enough for undercover work, but I know how to handle my gun. I'll be nearby just in case you get into any scrapes.
I look at Blue and he smiles at me. I feel a flutter in my stomach for no apparent reason.
Ready?
Yep, let's do this. We head for the car. Blue drops me off at my apartment so that I can pick up my car. Isn't this super... This is like super weird. I shouldn't be in disguise while with him, like while being seen with him. I should be without disguise. Or else people will suspect that I'm an undercover agent, right?
I'm going to be close by, and you have your transponder in case you need anything.
Yes, I'm set. Blue nods and drives away. I climb into my own car and follow the directions in the folder to Bolt's Auto. I pull up to the shop and park my car in the small parking lot in front of the two open garage stalls. A poorly maintained neon sign buzzes overhead, spelling out the name in script, at least when it can find the time to work. Okay, so we're at the auto shop. This broom looks super strange. I enter the small repair shop through the office door. No one is at the counter, so I walk through the garage. Or into the garage, it looks like. The place is littered with spare parts and tool carts. 2 cars are up on the lifts, while a third sits on the garage floor. Music comes from a small radio sitting on a metal cart in the middle of the shop. I look around. The only person in the shop is a skinny teenage boy who is bent over the engine of the third car. That can't be the contact. Damn, where is everyone else? Excuse me? The boy continues tinkering with the engine. Maybe he didn't hear me? His shoulders are moving to the beat of the music. I walk closer and raise my voice. Excuse me. Ooh, he's so different from what I thought he would look like. Like, would you wear like this super fancy white shirt while working in a repair shop? He holds up a finger in my direction, telling me to wait. I'm taken aback. Who does this kid think he is? My car broke down. Is the manager here? The kid keeps looking at the car. He's out. What? He's talking so quietly I can barely hear his voice over the music. The manager, he's out. What should I do now? Maybe I should give him some hint that I'm not just here for car repairs? Well, I'm looking for something special. I have a flat, and there's a particular brand of tire that I want. I think it's called New Moon. I wince internally at how stupid that sounded, but he finally looks up at me. Oh, New Moon tires? Yes, something wrong. Are you sure about that? I've heard the brand doesn't exactly have a good reputation. My eyes widen with surprise. I guess this kid is more than he looks on the outside. In fact, he may even be the contact I'm looking for. Oh, I'm sure. In fact, I was hoping you might be able to teach me a thing or two about changing them myself. Being a mechanic isn't something you should take lightly. You have to be prepared to sacrifice. Sure. I suppose I'm prepared? Are you guessing? No, I'm not. I don't know. Well, I know quite a bit. I know that plenty of mechanics come here, and I know where quite a few tech deposits are in the Badlands. Don't tell me you're not interested. And I suppose you're just willing to give me that information? Assuming I get what I want. Which is... work. Fair enough. I think I can help you with that. Sam O'Toole. O'Toole? I don't know, that's a little too punny. The boy holds out his hand for me to shake and I take it, giving him my cover name. Rhonda Fox. So what's your story? Why do you want to be a mechanic? Well, until recently, I was part of a scouting team working outside the city. Unfortunately, our APC was put out of commission. You know how rare those things are outside the Bureau? There's no way we could have gotten another one, not without some serious dough. That's a shame. Now I'm searching for some more action. I've heard that you mechanics do some scouting yourselves. That's certainly something that could be true. This kid he's slippery. So... That was me, I just said it wrong. So, you can't be a mechanic unless you fix something first, right? Not if you're going to be working in my garage. Okay, what do I need to do? Just a small task. I think I can handle that. You haven't heard what it is yet. But we're not going to hear it this time. We're going to hear it next time when we come back. Thanks for watching.